aguardado hasta recibir instrucción de la tripulación para iniciar el proceso de desembarque. Una vez sea su turno para desembarcar, tomen precaución al abrir los compartimientos superiores, ya que el contenido se pudo desplazar durante el vuelo. En estos momentos puede utilizar sus teléfonos inteligentes.
Bienvenido a Quito. Guys, I finally made it to Quito, Ecuador, and I'm still at the airport, and I'm about to go check into my hotel and start exploring all over this city. It's an amazing city, and I always wanted to come here, so I'm gonna keep you guys posted about like the best places to do, what to do in Quito, how Quito looks like right now during COVID, you know.
Here's I recommend to visit the historic center, the place where do you go in this moment? The history.
Okay, you recommend that?
But you have a problem in this moment because you can't you can't walk in the city. The next Monday you can't to go anywhere. Yeah.
Okay, till Monday. Okay, coffee, right? They got coffee.
Yeah, because any restaurants, any places is open for the people. Saturday and Sunday. The Monday, again the restaurants open for the people.
Okay. So everything is closed on the weekend, right? Currently in Quito.
Begin the 20 April
Yeah.
to 20 May.
Okay.
It's the new law of the government.
Yes, that's
for this pandemic.
okay. All right. Yeah. So I just asked.
Where you come from?
I came from. Well, I live in Washington D.C., but I came from Colombia. I was just in Colombia. Yeah. So one thing I always ask taxi drivers about what to do in this city.
In the Bogota is the situation very.
Yes, they were protesting. Yeah, I saw that too on TV. But one thing I always do, I always ask taxi drivers about like what they would recommend. You know, they always know most things in the city, so they will give you like good recommendation. You know, about things to do. Right now in Quito, you know, they have a national curfew. And the weekends is really not much to do, you know, so it's not really a good time to come here, but it's less tourists here right now, so that's the reason why I came here. And I'm gonna start like doing, you know, working on Monday, you know, and you know, tell you guys the things that you know you can do. So after this pandemic, you guys will have all the information of you know things that you can do whenever you decide to visit Quito. Guys, look at that volcano.
You can go to the top of the mountain in the Teleferico.
Oh, Teleferico.
But in the morning.
Yeah, on Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of that volcano right there that we see?
It's the no in the garden. In the middle. Go the cable car in the middle of the mountain. Right?
Okay.
And you can go up and go to.
This is pretty new in comparison to the other ones. This one was finished by the 1892. The ones in downtown, in the old city, they almost have 500 years old. Because the colonial time started by the 1534.
Okay.
So since then, many of the old churches in the old city were built. So by the end of the 500s,
Yeah.
it was many of those churches. Yeah. But this one is actually pretty new. That's why it's considered like neo-Gothic, because the Gothic churches have some specific styles.
Yeah.
When you break that style, using some new details.
So this is the view that you get when you come up here. The Basilica, one of the main tourist attractions in Quito. Amazing view.
Yeah. Very peaceful.
Yeah.
But downtown after 11 a.m. normally turns into like a very busy and noisy place.
Oh, okay.
So that's why after we visit here, we will be in a very good time because
Yeah.
otherwise between 11 and 3 p.m. Is the most is like the busiest time in downtown. It's very commercial. It's very hard to walk in the streets because there are many people coming and going. Downtown is the only place in Quito where you can find almost everything what you need.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. And cheaper.
Okay.
So, for example, if you are planning to have like a party, like you're getting married or you have like a 15 years old party,
Yeah.
you come here and you find everything for the party. Like, yeah, you don't need to go anywhere else.
Right. Yeah.
But that makes downtown like the most commercial spot in Quito.
Okay.
Good.
So you gotta go through these narrow stairs to get up there. So guys, this is what you get when you come all the way to the top of the Basilica. Amazing view. I call it the $1 million view. This is what you get. So this is a must stop, man. When you come, whenever you're in Quito, you gotta stop here. About the Civic building in Barcelona. Back towers. Now we're on our way to check the other spot out. This is a souvenir shop right here. Buenos días. So this one is taking us to the other side, right? The other. Okay. So to get to the other $1 million view, you gotta go through these narrow stairs. You really gotta make sure you do it slowly and you watch your head because it's very narrow. And yeah. So these are all pictures of how it looked like before, right? Okay, yeah, when they were constructing it. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So guys, if you can see these pictures right here, this was how it looks like when they were constructing it. They didn't have like all the like really fancy equipment that we had at that time. They didn't have all that. You see the type of work they did? Amazing. Alright guys, this is what downtown Quito looks like. It's getting busy. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning. It's just after 10, so like 12 midday.
By from 11 till 3-4 p.m. normally is like the busiest time.
Okay. That's the busiest time, yeah. It gets really busy. Another must stop when you're in Quito is Plaza Grande. That's it right there. But see, I think it's blocked, you know. They have a whole fence right there and they have the police standing right there. You know, right now it's the pandemic and it's completely blocked. So no one can go to Plaza Grande right now. But definitely after the pandemic, if you guys ever come to Quito, you gotta stop here. It's very famous. I did a lot of research before coming here and it's one of the must stop places when you're in Quito. And one thing about Ecuador and Quito, this city is one of the most preserved. Like this is their downtown. It's one of the most preserved colonial downtown in South America. No wonder this is a UNESCO, you know, World Heritage Site. Look at all those buildings. Amazing. Amazing. So since Plaza Grande is completely closed, I'm gonna take you guys, I'm gonna head to the next spot that I would definitely recommend you guys to stop whenever you're here. So this is Plaza San Francisco. So this is another plaza, right?
This is the San Francisco Square.
Okay.
Under the main square is the only metro station underground in downtown.
Okay.
So when it was built, they were making the tunnel and they found some schools and bones and some pots that comes from the colonial and Incan style.
Oh, okay.
Because the Incas arrived here planning to make the second capital of the Incas Empire.
Yeah.
After Cusco.
Okay.
But they didn't last too much because then the Spanish people arrived.
Yeah.
They destroyed everything and they built a new Spanish style city.
Okay.
So now that's why you can find any kind of Incas structure in Quito.
Okay.
All of them, all the remains just were destroyed.
They were all destroyed by the Spanish people.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So we have an underground metro station.
Yeah.
And that is the San Francisco Church, which is considered like the biggest religious complex. It's like a big religious city inside, just behind the main wall. It's a big city.
Okay.
Now let's go inside before they close or something.
Yeah, before they close. Yeah, man, guys. So like I told you guys earlier, you know, when you're traveling during COVID this time, you got to be open-minded. You know, that's another tip I'm giving you guys. You got to be open-minded because like it's a lot that, you know, you never know what to expect, what's going to happen. Try to go to Plaza Grande where they have the presidential palace, and it was closed for some reason. They're having, you know, an event there, so was not able to go through. But now we are at the San Francisco Square. In Spanish they call it Plaza San Francisco. Amazing. So this is how it looks like inside. Basically, you're not allowed to have a camera in here, but I'm taking a risk. Okay. He just told me no photos, no pictures.
Behind the main atrium, there's like a secret door to the right, which leads you down to the catacombs of the Franciscanos community. Normally they are not allowed. They are not open for visitors, like the one in Peru, for example, in Lima. You can visit inside and you see all the skulls, bones, and bodies from some of the people some of the priests or religious people who have been living in this religious city like for many years. So it's like a underground cemetery. Yeah.
Okay. It's amazing. So all of these are rare gold.
Yeah, gold leaves.
Gold leaves, yeah, it's a lot.
Front wall is made of volcanic rocks brought from the Pichincha volcano, which is where we are going later on, the cable car.
Yeah.
And yeah, but all the work on the main front wall took also almost 200 years.
Wow.
When the Spanish people arrived, they came bringing also four religious orders.
Okay.
But this church belongs to the Jesuits order, which is a very controversial group all around the world.
Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah, many of them were expulsed or kicked off from cities, and but when they arrived a little bit later than the other four religious orders. So when the Spanish people distribute the territory in Quito, many of the most important families or the people who participated in the colonial period took parts of the city that they wanted. So they were saying like, I want this piece of land, and they took it.
Yeah, whoever has the most power was able to own it. You know,
the same happened with the religious orders. That's why the Franciscanos, San Francisco, belonged to one of the most powerful religious orders by that time.
Yeah.
They took like the best piece of land in Quito by that time.
Yeah.
With the Pichincha volcano in the background, they have such a big place for having like an astonishing square outside. But if you see the other churches, they don't have like a big square in front.
Yeah, they don't.
So by that time, that was like the way to show people how powerful they were by that time.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, how do you talk about power if you are like a religious group?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that is like a country trying to show the powerful with their weapons. So that should be the presidential square or Plaza Grande.
Yeah.
Right in front of this building here is where the president is.
The presidential palace.
Yeah. So the two guys who are like guard, the presidential guard there, they are wearing the typical battle clothing by the time of the colonial time.
Okay, that's what they're wearing. Okay. So another must thing you gotta do when you're in Quito, Ecuador, is to come here. Call it Teleferico. This is where you take a cable car, and going down the cable car, you get this view. You know, during at night, in the evening, you see all the lights like that. You're gonna get exactly that. What you doing it during the day? I'm doing it during the day right now, and you're gonna get an amazing view of Quito. So this is the ticket office. The ticket office. You buy your ticket right there. It's $20, and that's the cable car right there. $20 tickets, and the best way to get here is by car. And I have a guide that I came with here, which I would advise for you to get a guide. And I'll put all the link in my, in the description, link to my guide and everything to help you guys out. Do not try to hike up here and say you're trying to save money. My guide just told me it's very dangerous to do that. That will probably be your last hike to, to do that. If you decide to do that, you don't want to do that. You got to take the car. It's, you guys, all the way up here. Once you get a ticket, that's my guide right there. Get a ticket, scan it right here, and get in. That's the cable car right there. Amazing. It's my second cable. Wow. So guys, it's an amazing experience. It's my second cable car. First one, like I said, I took it in Bogota.
When they blow, they can reach probably 40 or 50 meters of distance. All right? All right. So, we have a map.
So it does not kill on
No, it doesn't kill. It just paralyzes. Actually, the curer is part of the anesthesia. It's one of the main components of the anesthesia when we get a surgery. Okay, over here we have a map of my country, Ecuador. It's an old map because my country is not as big as this one over here. We don't have this area anymore. This area belongs to Peru. We had several wars against Peru, and the last one was in the year 1995. So we don't have this area, right? So this is, here we have the Amazon Basin, the highlands. We are here in Quito. This is the coast with Guayaquil, the second main city of my country, and the famous Galapagos Islands, right? So we have 4 regions where you can enjoy different type of weather, and you're going to be finding different indigenous groups, all right? Another group that
Where do these people live?
they live here. They live here in this area. They live actually in Orellano, Napo, and Pastaza province, but most of them they are in this area. That is the famous national park, Yasuni. All right. And now I'm gonna be talking about another group, the Shuar, that they live down here, Morona, Santiago. See, can you see a tiny little of shadow? Because it's not.
Yeah.
Yes, there it is. Okay, so the shadow nowadays is in the southern hemisphere, and that means the countries of the south, like Argentina, Chile, New Zealand, they are in the cold time. It's the beginning of the cold time or autumn, but the countries of the north, like the United States, guys, you are in the beginning of the warm time or spring. So the shadow is staying in the south 6 months, 3 months for autumn, 3 months for winter, and then it's going to be moving to the north. But when it's going to be that? The next September 23rd, equinox. March 21st and September 23rd. In both days, you change the season, spring and fall. But here in Ecuador, it's going to happen something really interesting. In both days, and the equinox days, the rays of the sun are going to be falling perpendicular, straight down, and we don't have shadow for about 3 minutes, let's say 4 minutes at noon. There's not going to be shadow at all. Nothing is going to be projecting shadow. And then the next day we'll see, the shadow that is going to be moving little by little to the other hemisphere. Right now it's in the south, but since September 23rd it's going to be in the north. All right? So these dots are representing the Southern Cross. Here we have the Orion Belt, and here we have the Big Dipper of the Big Bear. So from the middle of the world, from Ecuador, we are going to be able to see all of the constellations every single night. And that was the way how the indigenous people, they discovered that they were on the equator. They saw just the sky, the sun, the moon, and the stars, right? So this is a sundial or solar clock, and I like to explain it much better over there.
On the day of no shadows, is that ever a ceremonial time?
There is so many places that they do, some ceremonies, some.
Because I know on equinox, I've been at Chichen Itza where the shadows.
Yeah, the shadow of the snake is going up to the
it's really
pyramid.
Pretty spectacular. It takes time, but
it's very spectacular. Yes, we do hear some. We don't make ceremonies, but we make some festivals. That is pretty cool. Pretty neat. Do you want to have a seat, guys? All right. Actually, indigenous people, they have a lot of ceremonies, a lot of festivities. And the 21st of March and September 23rd, we have we prepare the chicha, the yamor, claro, the yamor. There's so many festivals in different towns that are surrounding, the capital. Over here, we have this sundial or solar clock. It's a very special sundial because it's the only sundial that you're going to be finding with two faces. One face is in the northern hemisphere and the other face is over the southern hemisphere. So that means that 6 months I have to stay here showing the people this side, but then I have to move to the other side and have to be there 6 months more. Alright? So, well, right now it's not working at all. So what time it is?
2:30.
No.
Oh.
That is in California for sure.
4:20.
It's California, right?
Yeah, I don't want. It's not changed. It keeps
No,
doing
I
the
know.
up.
So it should be 4:30, 4:20. So the shadow should be here. But don't worry. Always when we compare this sundial with our watches, we'll see a difference. Not as much as you have,
Yeah.
but we have a difference. Probably 10, 15 minutes, could be, okay? Because this is giving us the natural time, and we have a commercial time. Actually, the day doesn't have 24 hours completely. The day like today, we have 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. And that's why every 4 years we have a leap year to compare all that time. But the indigenous people, they didn't know about the numbers. They used to divide the day into 3 parts. Tutamanta Paxa Chisi, that means morning, noon, and afternoon. To number 6, because here in Ecuador, we're going to be looking at the sunrise at 6, the sunset at 6. And we don't have so much different as we have in the United States. Longest day, shortest night, longest night, shortest day. We have always the sun from 6 to 6. Alright? Questions? No? Well, this museum is here 32 years. At the beginning, we didn't realize that we were having the equator in this area. With the technology, with the GPS, we started looking that the equator was over here. It was such a surprise at the beginning. It was a group from the Army of the United States that came walking through that area, and they told us that the equator was here. Then with that GPS and the cell phones, it's taking you in whole this area. It's the equator in whole this part. But in this part, we are doing some didactic examples to show the people that they are in the middle of the world. All right? So, do you want another picture over there? Yes? No?
Sure.
Okay, great. What's your name?
Luke.
Okay, Luke. Do you want to be in the south or do you want to be in the north? What's your name?
He's in the South, Patrick.
Okay,
I'll be in the north.
Can you repeat your name?
Patrick?
Patrick.
Yeah.
Okay, so Patrick, you're going to be looking Canada, okay? And look, you're going to be looking Australia, okay? And tell me, in which direction is going the place that I told you, Australia? Good.
Clockwise, right.
Very good. What about you, Patrick?
No, it's going the other way, the opposite
Very
way.
good. Yes,
Yeah.
counterclockwise.
Yeah.
So it's going clockwise and it's going counterclockwise. If you like, you can switch to your, hemispheres. That's great. Okay. So clockwise in the south, right? And it's counterclockwise on the north. All right. So, but if you are on the equator, you are going to be looking that the equator is going just straight. Here we don't have influence of that force, so we don't have tornadoes, hurricanes, twisters, or typhoons. And you're going to be looking that here the water is going to be falling straight down. All right? But I'd like to tell you something else. The equator is not crossing just through my country. It's going through different places, like Colombia, Brazil, Gabon, Congo, Republic Democratic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, and Indonesia. Actually, there's 13 places. All right? But why Ecuador, Patrick, became so famous? Why we are the official middle of the world? Idea? You can say because Ecuador.
Because of tourists.
We're the best. Okay. So, but Ecuador became famous because we were chosen by the geodesic expedition in the year 1736. Okay. And they came to my country because we are the highest point of the equator. We are farther from the center of the earth and closer to the sun, and that makes here less gravity. Okay, with less gravity you are much lighter and you're less weight about 2.2 pounds less. But well, that is not so important. Actually, it's important because the mountains, and they measure the planet Earth here, and from here they discovered that the Earth is not totally round, that we are flat in the pole and wider in the center. They divided the planet Earth in 4 parts. Look, are you good in math?
Probably when I was
Younger.
What about you, Patrick? Yes,
pretty.
360 degrees divided by 4.
90.
Very good. So we have the first 90 over here, 0 and 0, that is in the middle of the ocean. We'll go 90 degrees more and we have ocean. 90 degrees more, ocean. And then, ta-da, Galapagos. Galapagos is the only place between of the meridian. And it's going straight down. So this is a raw egg, it's a fresh egg. And in this case, hold the liquid, it has to be set on the base of the egg, right? Set it down in the base. Now, do you want to try? Do you want to do it? If you'll do it, I'm going to give you a diploma. And that diploma says that you are the egg master of the equator. So let's do it. Let's try, okay? You can try one here and the other one on the other side if you want. But if you want to come over here, you can try here too. Keep your arms out. Eyes closed. Okay. Wait, you're fine. Hey, where are you going?
So you got a diploma when
You're using that.
you do very good. What is this?
Okay, Patrick, congratulations. Write your name here is your diploma because you are the egg master of the equator. Okay.
Awesome. I like that.
Okay.